of hours of torrential rain that triggered widespread flooding across Kenya's capital on Friday night. Vehicles were swept away, homes submerged, and several lives lost. Yesterday, aid workers pulled bodies from floodwaters after the flash floods killed at least 23 people and disrupted flights at East Africa's biggest airport. Authorities have warned that more than heavy rains could be on the way. Channel Africa correspondent Daniel Ominde reports from Nairobi.
Residents of Kenya's capital, Nairobi, woke up this morning to deal with the aftermath of Friday evening rains that lasted several hours and left city commuters stranded. Most of the roads in Nairobi were submerged as heavy downpour pounded several parts of the country, with the city's poor drainage leaving residents exposed to the wrath of nature. The residents were treated to scenes of vehicles submerged on the streets and others floating away as they were swept by the raging floods. This morning, scenes around the city were like visuals from the aftermath of a hurricane, something many residents say they have only seen on the news reports of adverse weather events in Western countries.
And South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa will undertake a state visit to Brazil tomorrow and Tuesday on the invitation of President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. South Africa and Brazil share historic and frontal ties built on friendship, shared African heritage, solidarity, South cooperation and multilateralism. The state visit will focus on, among others, enhancing diplomatic, political, economic and commercial relations, as well as strengthening cooperation in agribusiness, aerospace and energy. Brazil, the largest economy in Latin America, remains a key partner for South Africa. Bilateral trade between South Africa and Brazil reached $2 billion in 2025, with South Africa exports amounting to $314 million. And last night, President Cyril Ramaphosa delivered a heartfelt tribute to the late Reverend Jesse Jackson, claiming him as one of the country's own. He was speaking at the private family send-off of the latest civil rights leader in Chicago. SABC's Sharon Wybrice reports.
Ramaphosa thanked the Jackson family for sharing Reverend Jesse with South Africa from both the country and the ANC that Jackson worked closely with during the 70s and 80s. Ramaphosa highlighted Jackson's solidarity with the people of South Africa a few years after the killing of Steve Biko, recalling something Jackson said at a Soweto rally. Ramaphosa said Jesse Jackson chose unconditional solidarity with the oppressed majority in South Africa.
And one of UK's 2 aircraft carriers have been placed on advanced readiness to sail from Portsmouth. Defence sources said the crew of HMS Prince of Wales have been told they must be ready to leave in 5 days. This may raise speculations that the carrier could be deployed to the Mediterranean to help defend British interest with threatened during the conflict in the Middle East. Before this, the ship's notice to sail was 14 days. Last night, US President Donald Trump criticized the Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer for not sending carriers to the Middle East earlier. A recap of your top story. As the world celebrates International Women's Day today, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has stressed that the dignity, opportunity and freedom women deserve could only be achieved through fighting discriminatory laws and practices. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matapelo Mahape.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Coding, creating, transforming tech in Africa. Your Tech Pulse. Log on to www.channelafrica.co.za.
It is exactly 7 minutes after 9 o'clock right here on Tech Africa. Welcome to it. Thank you so much for choosing Channel Africa. A big thank you to Matapelo for the news. She'll be back again at 10 o'clock. And also a massive thank you to the Oasis team, to Nombusa, the producer, and of course the Queen herself, Nzago, coming through as well. She's back again next weekend, Saturday and Sunday from 6 until 9 o'clock. And thank you so much to the entire team that makes all of this happen. My name is Kitty Petla, standing in for Buling right here on Tech Africa. We've got so much coming up up for you. But let's deal with an hour at a time. For this morning, we do have our bite-sized news, and of course, they're going to be reporting on African Voice on big tech, and then we're going to look into the 3 million funding for African cybersecurity startups, and then sovereign AI push across Africa. Samsung reveals smart glasses plan as well, and of course, we're going to be wrapping it up with global internet cables face geopolitical risks as well, and then we're going to be looking into our conversation with Jengatai Miezwa about how Good Noise AI can help small businesses get an AI sales rep to their phones in seconds with no setup required. Then we also go through to our conversation with Nazreen Abraham on AI specialist and founder of Naz Consulting. We're going to be unpacking the dangers of AI fakes during wars and how we should consume online information more carefully as well. So that's all that's coming up for the first hour. It's exactly 9 minutes after 9 o'clock.
Let's just do it.
Your life just got easier. Get the Channel Africa app and take us wherever you go. Catch the latest news, enjoy your favorite shows, stream the music you love, and stay connected to the continent. All in one spot, right in your pocket. Simple, quick, and always with you. The Channel Africa app. Download it now on iOS and Android. Tech Africa every Sunday, 9 till 12 noon, Central African Time.
It's exactly 10 minutes, exactly 10 minutes after 9. It was 9:09, so I hope you made a wish wherever you are. My name is Kitty Peter. You are on Channel Africa, the African Perspective. It is that time for our bite-sized news. And of course, as I gave you a rundown, listen carefully, make use of it. And listen, AI is here to stay and it's here to help us as well. So this is what our bite-sized news is all about.
Morning, Kitty and the Channel Africa family. I hear Puleng isn't around today, but girl, I still have the latest and best tech news of the week for you. Let's get started. African Voice AI rivaling big tech. A Nigerian startup called Intron released a new speech recognition model designed specifically for African accents and languages. Early tests suggest it performs better than models from OpenAI and Google when understanding regional speech patterns. 2 more details. The model focuses on healthcare and customer service use cases, where accurate transcription is critical. It also highlights a growing movement toward AI built locally for African markets rather than imported global models. $3 million funding for African cybersecurity startup. African startup Cybervergent raised $3 million in seed funding to grow its AI-powered compliance and cybersecurity platform. The software helps companies automatically monitor regulatory requirements and detect security risks. 2 more details. The new funding will support expansion across Africa and the Middle East. Investors see strong demand as companies face increasingly complex data protection and cyber risk regulations. Sovereign AI push across Africa. The Smart Africa Alliance partnered with Meet Kai to launch a pilot program aimed at building sovereign AI infrastructure in 5 African countries. The initiative focuses on ensuring nations maintain control over their data and AI systems. 2 more details. Governments want to reduce reliance on foreign cloud providers. The project could eventually support local AI research, digital government services, and regional data centers. Samsung reveals AI smart glasses plans. Tech giant Samsung revealed early details about upcoming AI-powered smart glasses that include cameras, sensors, and augmented reality features. The glasses are expected to connect with smartphones and provide AI assistance directly in the user's field of view. 2 more details. The device will likely compete with products from Meta and other wearable tech companies. Analysts say smart glasses could become the next major computing platform after smartphones. Global internet cables face geopolitical risks. Major internet infrastructure, especially subsea cables connecting Europe, the Middle East and Asia, faces risks due to geopolitical tensions in key shipping routes. These cables carry the majority of the world's internet traffic and support cloud and AI services. 2 more details. Disruptions in areas like the Red Sea or Strait of Hormuz could affect global connectivity. Tech companies and governments are now exploring redundant routes and satellite backup systems. See, I told you I would make sure you're up to date on all things tech this week. What would you do without me? Let's do it again next week. Give us your thoughts at Channel Africa 1 on all our socials.
Well, I have to take my hat off because we had to, play that song for her because her name is Madibuseng. Madibuseng was giving us bite-sized news on all things AI. I'm actually speechless. Wow. She even called me by my name. AI is on another level, as Nsako and I said. Have respect for AI, fear the power of AI, in respect of the fact that the fear that I have for it is almost the same as the kind of fear of when you love someone so much and you fear the power that they have. Man, that was amazing. But also I fear what is yet to come. Does this mean our jobs are on the line? That's very interesting. But that was Madibuseng with our bite-sized news. We'll be back in just a moment with our conversation with Ching Tai Miezwa about how Good Noise AI can help small businesses get an AI sales rep to their phones in seconds without no setup required.
Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Raviver les
That is Le Nubian Queens with Mageda, of course, sounded very much like, Zani Sizani that we had yesterday. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed that. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to be back with more of Tech Africa.
Drivers of Scholar Transport vehicles carry a special duty of care. The lives entrusted to you demand professionalism, discipline, and unwavering responsibility. Every Scholar Transport driver must therefore comply with the following requirements: assist learners during pickup and drop-off, including ensuring safe crossing at pedestrian crossings where applicable. Under no circumstances may a Scholar Transport vehicle be overloaded. Remain sober, medically fit, and free from any disqualifying convictions or impairments at all times. Every journey is a responsibility. Every child's life matters. Issued by the Department of Transport.
The voice of the continent, now online, with all your sports fixtures, lifestyle, and more. Download the SABC app and take Channel Africa with you everywhere you go. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
It is Channel Africa. Thank you so much for choosing Channel Africa, the African perspective. My name is Kitty Petla, standing in for Puleng right here on Tech Africa. It's exactly 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and we are going to go into our first conversation with, founder of, so I've just lost my trail of thought. We are going to be chatting to, I'm on the wrong place with my script. I do apologize. I'm supposed to be, now I've got my place. We're going to be chatting to Chengetai Mwezo about how Good Noise AI can help small businesses get an AI sales rep to their phones in just a matter of seconds without any requirements, So that's quite amazing. So we're going to be chatting to Chengetai. Good morning, Chengetai. How are you? Okay. So we're going to be chatting to Chengetai in just a moment. I do apologize for that. We're going to be having Chengetai in the next 10 minutes. But for now, though, let's take a musical break and then we're going to have our conversation with Chengetai. And I can collect myself towards myself. I guess you got to love the beauty of live radio because anything gets thrown at you. It's exactly 22 minutes after 9 o'clock right here on Channel Africa.
Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Destination Africa. Corruption, Destination Africa. Gouvernance et ensablée d'Africa. Les guerres et génocides Africa. United Nations aussi a décidé dans son programme de développer Africa. Diminuer sa pauvreté, diminuer sa pandémie du sida, diminuer le décès de ses enfants, diminuer tout ce qu'elle doit, toi, ma fera son chemin. Bye que bye. Assez aider Africa. Ma fierté négro s'appelle le mambo. Assez aider Africa. Nous sommes dans le même bateau. Assez aider Africa. Africa fera son chemin. Bye que bye. Assez aider Africa. Ma fierté négro s'appelle le mambo. Assez aider Africa. Nous sommes dans le même bateau.
Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Original Mr. Flavor, Mosquito, on this one. You're done now. Come on, let's dance. Come on, let's dance, yo. Come on, let's dance. Come on, let's dance, yo. My baby, she wanna dance a samba. She wanna dance a rumba. I wanna play marimba. You wanna feel that rumba. She wanna dance a samba. She wanna dance a rumba. I wanna play marimba. You wanna feel that rumba. Rumba, samba, samba, rumba. Listen. Come on, girl. The way you move. You wanna carry mango, sanko, hey, She got the fire, she got the vibe, she got the body, oh, she got it all, she does so good, woo. She moves so nice, oh yeah, come on, let's dance, woo. Come on, let's dance, yo. Hey, come on, let's dance. Come on, girl. Come on, let's dance, yo. My baby. She wanna dance a samba, samba. She wanna dance a rumba, rumba. I wanna play marimba, rimba. You wanna feel that rumba, rumba. She wanna dance a samba, samba. She wanna dance a rumba, rumba. I wanna play marimba, rimba. You wanna feel that rumba. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah. Ay, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Le, le, le. Ay, yeah. Baila, 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 baila. Ay, 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 ay. Samba, rumba, samba, rumba, samba, rumba.
See, I'm already in the mood for obrigado because these are the kind of sounds that you hear when you go to obrigado. Just trust Oskido to have a hand in this because, you know, he's so woke when it comes to music. Whether put him in Kwaito, put him in house, put him in samba, Afro-Latin, he has got this innate understanding for sound and music and the making of sound. That is Let's Dance by Flavor by Oskido Olodam featuring XYs on this one. And Flavor is also part of this beauty. And before that was Africa by Habib Kwete and Bamada, starting off with that beautiful double play. And of course, we are going to go straight into, there are such massive concerns, right? Hence I say, you know, as great as AI is, you know, it's got this power that also is quite scary, you know, where you get misinformation, especially when wars are related, because then it creates this angst amongst people, this agitation, this fear as to what's going on, because it then creates this misinformation where people are very, very unsettled about what is going on around the world, because there's some serious stuff going around the world. There's these wars that are going around the world. And the last thing we need are these misinformed images and videos that are circulating around that just a whole lot of misinformation. And we're going to be chatting to Nazreen Ephraim, an AI specialist and founder of Naz Consulting. And we're going to unpack the dangers of AI fakes during wars and how we should consume online information carefully. Because, not only on just wars, there's this thing that is going around where, at first one would think it's funny where you see a prominent figure doing weird things. I mean, one that disturbed me to the core was a video that I saw of all these fallen heroes, your likes of Malcolm X, Tupac, Chadwick Boseman. Like it was very, very unsettling. DMX literally sitting at a McDonald's. It was such a confusing video because it looked so real. Michael Jackson was on that video as well. So it's very, very disturbing. Then you ask yourself, what is the true power of AI? Because also when you ask yourself, if maybe let's say you're being investigated on something and you think you've got an alibi, right? And then someone can prompt AI to put you in a place that is going to incriminate you, right? So these are the things that scare me about AI. So where does it stop? How do you recognize it? Do we have specialists that can recognize what is real, what is true, and what is informative content versus unreal content that is created by AI? Fake content, fake videos, fake pictures, So yeah, we are almost at a borderline, but those are my concerns. It's 33 minutes after 9 o'clock right here on Tech Africa.
Tech Africa on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
uzobatia sokola wenutata penda wenzao aiwenugana yaga uzobatia sokola wenutata penda wenzao aiwenugana yaga.
Mohegan Sun by Marumba Pitch right here on Channel Africa, the African Perspective. Welcome to Tech Africa. And then we're going to, we've got so much to unpack. As I said earlier, I have such grave concerns about real and authentic data that we get from AI versus fake data from AI. So we're really going to delve deep into that one. And we're going to be having a conversation with Nazreen Ibrahim on that. He's an AI specialist and he's really going to allow us to unpack the grave reality of what we're facing, especially when it's got to do, with the war that Israeli and US against Iran. So there's a lot of fake videos that are going around. So he's going to just really hone into that and give us a better perspective. It's exactly 9:38 right here on Tech Africa. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for choosing us.
The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
I Show Speed, often called Speed, who is a popular American YouTuber and live streamer known for his high-energy personality, loud reactions, and unpredictable humor. He visited Ethiopia, and he was shocked what he found out, actually, when he got to Ethiopia. He got to find out that, they don't use the Gregorian calendar. That is, we are in 2026 right now. And he got to find out they are in 2018.
2018? 2018.
Nah, you trolling me. It's 2026.
No.
It ain't 2026. Wait, hold on. Wait, we in the past? Yeah. Ronaldo is still in Real Madrid. Yes. Everything is in the past here.
Oh man, how shocked the Speed was. He went back in time.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time. Get the news, music, and lifestyle of Africa on Channel Africa, the African Perspective. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
Thank you so much for choosing Channel Africa. It's exactly 20 minutes before the top of the hour. Do find us on www.channelafrica.co.za, or you can find us on our YouTube streaming channel and on channel 628 on OpenView HD and channel 802 on DSTV Audio Bouquet. We're going to go straight into our conversation. Now, in current conflict involving the United States, Israel and Iran, as of early March 2026, AI-generated fakes have reached unprecedented scale. According to BBC Verify, these visuals are often created to manipulate public opinion and also to create fear and incite emotional responses or generate profit through social media engagements. This is it's such a grave concern. But to speak to us about this is Nazreen Ibrahim, AI specialist and founder of NAS Consulting, about the dangers of AI fakes during war and how we should consume online information carefully. Good morning, Nazreen. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Kitty. It's a pleasure to be joining you.
Man, this is a very important conversation, and it's quite scary at the same time, you know. So, it's creating such an unrest amongst the world, rather, because, you know, we all are in fear of what is happening around the world. Never mind the people who are on the ground who are part of this, and then there's all this fake news that's going on. What problem were you trying to solve for pardon me, I'm supposed to be on another part of our interview. But in your opinion, what is creating this kind of unrest from this kind of fake news?
Fake news has the potential to make not just seeing believing, but believing being questioned. You have to start questioning your own reality of what you think to be true, what you think to be credible, what you think to be verifiable, and to be able to question that with intent and resolve. This is what's called being a responsible digital citizen. How far that's happening in the world at the moment remains to be seen, because the speed at which deep fakes, because of the proliferation of AI and its capability, its availability in the market, the ease at which any single individual who has these tools to be able to use them to generate a version of a narrative or a version of what most likely may be consumed easily because it's sensational, it's radical, it's in conflict with what should be the truth, is extremely great. And this is, I think, the core of what we are facing right now, Kitty, in the deep fake dilemma that we find ourselves in, is the ability for people to be able to question effectively. It's true for any scenario, whether it's election tampering, if it comes down to any kind of civil rights movement happening in the moment on the ground. But particularly, we are looking at the conflict that has been created or engineered by the US and Israel on Iran, Iran then striking back against major actors in the region and using various tactics or strategies to be able to address Iran, US and Israel striking at them in a way that is, if you follow all of the major news channels, you as a consumer of the news is thread through an understanding of the political, social, economic, and geographical implications of these. This is not without the impact of then people on the ground, everyday consumers, taking these tools into their hand to try and add a new layer of the narrative, but also particularly, we must remember, from the side of those who have started the conflict in the first place. So we are aware of the other side of either Israeli or US, I would say, factions on the ground, or embedded within the official narratives from a governmental perspective, using propagandist mechanisms and imagery that is questionable to be able to sway public opinion.
Now, visually, you know, as a person who's consuming all of this, and maybe you want to be updated as to what is going on, what are some of the common signs that an image or video circulating online might be AI generated or manipulated?
In the old days, I'm going to say in the old days, meaning about a year ago, unfortunately the pace of time we live in, when you saw an AI image online, what would give it away for you?
I mean, you'd believe the first thing that you see.
Exactly. And so what are some of the things that for you, I suppose it would be the same for me, if you saw an AI image or a video, what were some of the instant giveaways in the old days now? Let's talk about the old days.
So for me, the giveaways would be something looking too perfect. That's one thing I've noticed, yeah. So, like, it's like the smallest of things. Like, for instance, in the videos, some of the videos that you see today, like something as simple as maybe someone is at the zoo and a zebra, like a giraffe taking someone away and hoisting someone away. I mean, naturally, in the olden days, in what you know and what you know about the demeanor of a giraffe, that's completely unreal. But then in the way that it's done, it can be so believable. But as a person who knows how to consume information properly, and also, as you say, back in the days, you would know that's not real, but sometimes your mind gets swayed. right? So that's how I manage to identify what is real and what is not. And sometimes I could be wrong, but sometimes things could be too perfect or just a little bit out of place.
And all these fingers and hands all over the show.
Yeah.
Or the lip sync is mismatched.
Absolutely.
The audio is a bit streaky. And those would be the telltale signs from the old days. So now pitch your question to me again so we can just remind everyone and myself of what you asked.
So what I wanted to ask was, what are the most common misconceptions, like if someone wants to be able to identify what is AI generated or manipulated?
Yeah.
Because, there are some people... Sorry to interrupt, because there's some people who actually will believe the propaganda. You get people who are conspiracy theorists and they would believe in this. So we really need to help people how to identify what is AI generated or what is manipulated.
And I love that you highlighted an area of conceiving or perceiving something, which is conspiracy theory. And conspiracy theorists go on the notion that this has to be true because
exactly
it's a wider movement of what people want to believe. It has to be that. It can't be the alternative, which is more realistic. AI has given a voice and an opportunity for that to be. Using the word real is almost too philosophical in this point. But the question you asked is, how do people get equipped in order to identify what is real or not? The unfortunate thing is that AI is destroying what can be verifiable evidence in a chain. If you have to think about our case that we took to the ICJ to demonstrate that Israel is committing a genocide in Palestine as an example. Now, when you look at the data or the evidence that is available, both in video, voice, image format, deep fakes exist. Real evidence gets dismissed as fakes. It's almost like the what they call a liar's dividend. You have to have a kind of a chain of verification in order to prove something. But when AI misinformation breaks down that chain, genuine footage can be dismissed as probably fake.
Yes.
It's even, there's an example I remember from a university student about a year ago who was using, who had written their own piece of content. But the university in the US had used a tool, I think it was Turnitin or another tool to verify the information. The AI verification tool flagged the publication as around 80 to 90% AI generated.
Whoa.
And the student had to then work very hard to convince their supervisors that this was not the case. So it's an example that was then brought into educational institutions in South Africa for debate. This is just one example of the numerous use cases, I'm saying this very loosely, use cases that can be applied across industry verticals, education, healthcare, news, the perception of what we think to be true. So how do you get a handle on it as an ordinary person on the ground, consuming video, voice, and image to be able to make sense of the world? And there are a few ways to do that. As you mentioned, Kitty, in the intro, BBC have fact-checking. Many major news organizations have fact-checking labs where they have to be able to show how they're able to verify information. We don't have fact-checking labs walking around with us every day as users. So what do? This is now the idea of being a responsible digital citizen comes in.
Oh man, this is such a riveting conversation. We're going to take a quick break, Nazreen, and then we're going to continue this important conversation because I'm not going to lie. I'm nervous about it. I'm nervous. It's exactly 9:51 right here on Channel Africa. Welcome to it. If you just join us, it is Tech Africa with me, Kitty Petla.
Mornings made better with Peter and Asanda on Rise and Shine, weekdays 6 till 9.
The 141st anniversary of the 1885 Berlin Conference, a meeting of European powers that partitioned Africa without a single African at the table. The borders drawn in European capitals would go on to shape the continent's political geography, state formations, conflicts, and even economic structures for generations to come. Are Africa's contemporary challenges still rooted in those decisions in 1885.
We are fearful of rethinking thinking. We are fearful of even unthinking thinking. We want to continue with the thinking which we inherit from other people. But it is important that we go to drawing board and rethink thinking itself and even unthink some of the things. And the issue is not even with the people, it is with the political elites.
Professor Sabelo J. Ndlovu Gacheni, who's a professor and holder of a Canada Research Chair.
Mornings made better with Peter and Asanda on Rise and Shine. From dusk till dawn, Channel Africa Radio is your soundtrack to life. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
It's exactly 9:52 right here on Channel Africa, the African Perspective. And we are chatting to Nazreen Ibrahim, an AI specialist and founder of NAS Consulting. We are chatting about the dangers of AI fakes during wars and how we should consume online information carefully. Now, Nazreen, I have a big worry. I worry because we rely on news, we rely on riveting journalism to feed us accurate news, and I worry that AI is going to override that, because then you ask yourself, oh my gosh, as we said, people who are who believe this will really eat it up and then spread it further. Now, why are social media platforms such as X, TikTok, and Instagram particularly vulnerable to the rapid spread of these AI fakes? Because those are the biggest platforms.
Those are indeed the biggest platforms. I'm reminded of some stat by South African National Editors Forum that found that 73% of South Africans were concerned about their ability to tell true from false information online. They cited that influencers and politicians were seen as major sources of misleading content, meaning that because of the nature of our environment, politics is a massive talking point, with everything from every single person on the ground having an opinion on the Madlanga Commission to what General Banazi might be up to, why he is a source of inspiration for everyone, to President Cyril Ramaphosa going to the US to speak at Reverend Jesse Jackson's memorial. We are a nation who are actively involved in our political discourse, no matter what that may look like. And so this stat was particularly telling. It talks to the narrative of the citizenry on the ground, we'll say. And so too, that will apply in every region. If you go across the world, there's something that signifies what could be the source of conversation on the ground. And so it will be honed in as an anchor point for people wanting to spread misinformation and disinformation. So the question you asked, Kitty, was an important one about social media platforms being especially vulnerable. It's because these platforms reward a couple of things. What are those things that we know about, which our brains have become attuned to requiring more and more of every day? It is speed, emotion, virality, and visuals. Speed, emotion, virality, and visuals. The visuals we really want to see, quick time, moving quick, 30-second videos. You'll notice reels. You post anything on a reel longer than 3 minutes, the platform will tell you, being warned that this video won't perform as well because reels longer than 3 minutes don't perform as well in the algorithm. So there's a lot about that shortness or bite-size chunk of the video. The way the algorithms have been written now, and the integration or the layering, the fluid layering of AI into the tools that we have become used to using has become so seamless in a way that we take it as a natural evolution of what we have been using for a long time. The speed, the emotions, it really grabs an emotion. What do they say? Especially on TikTok, I notice there's something that's being promoted called creator search insights. They're promoting it saying, hey man, if you go on to creator search insights, you'll get hashtags, you'll get an AI narrative to promote and boost your content. Wow. And a lot of it, if I analyze it, talks to the emotion of, in the first 3 seconds, what is that hook? Ask a question, talk about 5 things you don't want to miss out, that kind of thing.
Yes.
These systems, they really are built to amplify the content that gets attention fast. And it's an ideal environment if we think about it for AI. Fakes, miscaptioned videos, recycled clips. And these are the things that if you are watching as a consumer, you have to start now creating this mental barrier of things you ask as you are watching a video. For you and I in the media industry, Kitty, and from a humanities or communication science perspective, it's almost occupational hazard for us. It comes in second nature.
Yes.
We start questioning as soon as we start watching because it's part of our job.
Yeah.
But for everyday people, it's not an occupational hazard, but it needs to become an occupational pastime.
Yeah, because I mean, you just nailed it. You said, I mean, these platforms deal with the speed, it deals with the visuals and the short bite-sized content, and you know that speed of just like flicking up from one thing to another, and then you end up believing it because it repeats itself. Now, speaking of repetition of this information, and speaking of these platforms such as Twitter, well, X rather, TikTok, and Instagram. Now, do you think there is a way to break the algorithm? Because I find that, you know, as humans who are consuming this, listen, I'm not big on social media, really. And so, because I'm aware that there's an algorithm that you can create that can feed you certain kind of information. Is there a way to break an algorithm in order not to get these fake news?
Is there a way to break an algorithm? This is, excuse me, an important question to ask. If there was a way to significantly break the algorithm, I would welcome it because I'm trying to pair my professional output with my personal advocacy and beliefs. I think the time has come for us, Kitty, in the world where you remember back in the days, every person's what used to be Twitter profile used to say, my views don't reflect that of my professional affiliation or my professional work. I think the time has come for us as individuals, as professionals, as human beings, to understand that your professional and personal alliance is really one. If you stand for something from a personal value, you can't not replicate that in professional output. This, for me, I have been exploring for a long time, and I have found that as we move into the industrial age of AI, there is no other time that has become more important to assert that or take that thinking as clear as possible. If you put a line in the sand, you've got to stand by that line. And so this world that we find ourselves in, as consumers, as architects, as creators of the AI industrial revolution, really what we are, the products of these platforms that are giving us these tools, despite them giving privacy policies, despite them providing AI creator labeling on the platform, so they show that they're having some kind of responsibility towards you as the user, while in a way creating freeing themselves of the liability of really how much of damage this information or this technology can do, which they constantly do. They talk about how much of bad impact this can have on users, but continue to develop tools that put into the hands of people who really are overwhelmed by what are the possibilities of it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Nazreen, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, and I really hope that you continue on these tech platforms just to spread the word, because, you know, one would think that they don't have access to AI specialists like yourselves. You know, we just have to use our intuition and just maybe try not be on these platforms or be more vigilant, but people like yourself can drive the mission not to believe all of that is happening on social media platforms. So thank you so much for being with us on Tech Africa and sharing this important information.
I appreciate it, Kitty. You ask great questions, so we need people like yourselves who ask the important, demanding questions in order for us to build a responsible digital citizenry.
Thank you so much. Well, also that has got to do with the incredible producers we have here on Channel Africa. It's exactly 1 minute after 10 o'clock, and we've got the 10 o'clock news with Matapelo Mohapi. I do apologize for us being late.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Kitty. Top stories this hour. To mark International Women's Day today, the UN calls for fight against discriminatory laws and Kuwait firefighters combat fuel tank fire. Good morning. As the world celebrates International Women's Day today, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has stressed that the dignity, opportunity and freedom women deserve could only be achieved through fighting discriminatory laws and practices. This year's theme is rights, justice and action for all women and girls. The annual Commission on the Status of a Woman at the UN headquarters in New York starts tomorrow, with thousands of delegations expected to descend on to the Big Apple. SABC's Joan Bryce Peace reports.
The 70th session of the Commission on the Status of Women will take place from the 9th to the 19th of March amid a global struggle for gender equality and the pushback that diversity, equity and inclusion has received from certain powerful countries in recent years. The priority theme for the session is billed as ensuring and strengthening access to justice for all women and girls, including by promoting inclusive and equitable legal systems, eliminating discriminatory laws, policies and practices, and addressing structural barriers. South Africa's delegation will be led by Minister in the Presidency for Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities, Sindisiwe Chikunga.
And the South African government, through the Social Protection Community and Human Development Cluster, is hosting a joint media briefing to respond to and clarify the implications of the findings of a research study on sanitary pads published by the Department of Chemistry at the University of Free State last month. Endocrine disrupting chemicals associated with potential hormonal interference were found by researchers from the university in various sanitary pads and panty liners, including those marketed as free from harmful chemicals. The researchers say reusable sanitary towels are a better option at this stage in South Africa. And residents of Nairobi are counting the cost of hours of torrential rain that triggered widespread flooding across the region on Friday. Vehicles were swept away, homes submerged and several lives lost as authorities warned that more heavy rains could be on the way. Channel Africa's correspondent Daniel Ominde reports from Nairobi.
Residents of Kenya's capital, Nairobi, woke up this morning to deal with the aftermath of Friday evening rains that lasted several hours and left city commuters stranded. Most of the roads in Nairobi were submerged as heavy downpour pounded several parts of the country, with the city's poor drainage leaving residents exposed to the wrath of nature. The residents were treated to scenes of vehicles submerged on the streets and others floating away as they were swept by the raging floods. This morning, scenes around the city were like visuals from the aftermath of a hurricane, something many residents say they have only seen on the news reports of adverse weather events in Western countries.
And South Africa's Basic Education Minister Siviwe Gwarube says she is concerned about the uptake of mathematics and science participation at schools. Gwarube was taking part in a panel discussion ahead of International Women's Day with accountancy bodies on how to grow the numbers of girls taking up accountancy. The number of African women in chartered accountancy stands at just more than 8,500. The Department of Basic Education wants professional bodies to collaborate to build sustainable change. Gwarube says a positive development is that more schools are offering accounting as a subject, but the maths uptake is not good.
More and more schools are now offering accounting as a subject, and we saw an uptake in this year, which was really, really good. But I'm equally concerned about the drop in maths participation and maths success, and in science participation and the performance in science.
The Kuwait firefighters has announced that its firefighters teams have successfully brought under control a fire that broke out at a fuel tanks of Kuwait International Airport, confirming that no injuries were reported. The spokesperson, Brigadier General Mohammed Ali Garib, said that while the situation at the airport has been contained, other firefighting teams are continuing their efforts to deal with the fire at the headquarters of the Public Institution for Social Security. Authorities say response teams remain deployed to ensure the situation is fully secure. A recap of your top story. As the world celebrates International Women's Day today, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has stressed that the dignity, opportunity and freedom women deserve could only be achieved through fighting discriminatory laws and practices. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matapela Mahape.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Coding, creating, transforming tech in Africa. Your Tech Pulse. Log on to www.channelafrica.co.za.
It is 7 minutes after 10 o'clock right here on Channel Africa, the African Perspective. My name is Kitty Petla, standing in for Buleng on Tech Africa. This is the kind of platform that one really needs to listen to in order to understand how you navigate your relationship with AI and tech. Honestly, there are a lot of things that are happening out there, honestly. And so for me, I get to learn so much. But at the same time, one has to teach themselves as to how to navigate the space of tech. Phew, I gotta take a breather, right? It's a lot. Stay connected to Africa and the world with Channel Africa, the international voice of the South African Broadcasting Corporation. Watch and listen to our international voice, and you can find us on our SABC Plus and Channel Africa mobile app on SABC Plus, or via the DSTV and OpenView audio bouquet. You can also catch us on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and at Channel Africa 1 on all other platforms. Channel Africa, first with the African story globally. So what you can expect is our incredible conversation that is coming up, that is going to actually focus on WhatsApp and trying to find jobs digitally, because this is a platform that is very popular, very easy to navigate as well. So Tech Path Africa is a hybrid social enterprise registered as a community-based organization in Uganda, and their mission is to empower African communities to thrive through equitable access to technology. Now, their vision is a future where rural populations are not left behind in the digital revolution, and WhatsApp is what we are going to be focusing on. So that's all going to be coming up at about 20 past. For now, though, let's take a break.
Este é o Caleidoscópio de Canal África, com Remo Samo e João Yabalá.
Moçambique prepara-se para a chegada do ciclone tropical Gezane, prevista para esta sexta-feira, com impacto esperado nas províncias de Sofala, Inhambane e Gaza. O fenómeno, que já causou mais de 30 mortes de destruição significativa em Madagascar, poderá atingir o litoral moçambicano, com ventos de 140 km por hora e chuvas intensas, afetando cerca de 1,1 milhão de pessoas. A aproximação do ciclone surge numa altura em que o país ainda recupera das cheias de janeiro, que provocaram dezenas de mortos e afetaram mais de 700 mil pessoas. Para fazer o ponto de situação, ouvimos Rita Almeida, diretora de Planificação e Cooperação do Instituto Nacional de Gestão e Redução de Riscos de Desastres.
As famílias devem reforçar o teto das casas, as portas e as janelas. Devem evitar fazer-se tanto à rua, devem prestar atenção sobre as orientações em relação a centros de acomodação temporário, devem preparar um kit mínimo básico com fósforos, produtos alimentares, medicamentos.
De segunda a sexta-feira, das 20 às 21 horas locais, este é o Caleidoscópio de Canal África.
Africa is changing, and the world is paying attention. This March, Channel Africa invites you to be part of a new conversation. Africa Matters, a platform where experts, policymakers, and thought leaders come together to unpack the big issues of our time: technology, politics, economics, climate change, and the future of our people. This is where ideas meet action, where change becomes opportunity, where Africa's voice takes its rightful place on the global stage. In March 2026, Channel Africa hosts Africa Climate Change Recovery Summit. Join the dialogue. be part of the movement. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tech Africa, the African perspective. On +27 63 406 9126 and contribute to the conversation. Be inspired. Stay informed. Channel Africa, the beauty of life. Now available anytime, anywhere with our new app. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
It's legendary beats.
know my story. From old dogs to you, I be hustle to walk. Say, me do a legba, oh, me and Siri. From old dogs to you, we been hustle to walk. Say, me do a legba, oh, my people dead, my people suffer. Them they pray for blessing. Hey, me do a legba, oh, my people dead. Them they pray for blessing, for better living. Hey, kilo dale, aye ole to yo, aye oni double, adura lo le she o, call on daddy, adura agba, tishu eni badele, I forward boja. I am feeling good tonight. This thing got me thanking God for life. Oh, I can't explain. I can't explain. Yeah. I am feeling good tonight. This thing got me thanking God for life. I can't explain. I can't explain. I say, here do whatever. They know my story. From old dogs to you, I be hustle to walk. Say, here do whatever. Oh, me and Siri. From old dogs to you, we been hustle to walk. See, I kill a fool, mommy, yo. But you do my Lord Shadu. What I am, you want you was all. But you do my own whatever. I kill a fool, mommy, yo. But you do my Lord Shadu. What I am, you want you was all. Want you was all. I am feeling good tonight. This thing got me thanking God for life. Oh, I can't explain. I can't explain. Yeah. I am feeling good tonight. This thing got me thanking God for life. I can't explain. I can't explain. Yeah.
That is the sounds of Wizkid with Ojuelegba, and starting with that double play was Jizindo by Berita, bringing us to exactly 19 minutes after 10 o'clock right here on Channel Africa. My name is Kitty Petla and you're listening to Tech Africa, and I'm standing in for Buling. We're going to continue with more of our conversations right after this.
When it comes to world-class exhibitions and event solutions, one name leads the way: GL Events South Africa. From concept to completion, we transform ideas into exceptional experiences, delivering seamless events for conferences, exhibitions, business functions, and more. With global expertise and local insight, we provide innovative, sustainable, and turnkey event solutions you can trust. Partner with the industry leader. Partner with GL Events South Africa. Visit gl-events.co.za.
Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
It's exactly 21 minutes after 10 o'clock right here on Tech Africa, and it's time for Tech for Good. And at this moment, we're going to be chatting all things Tech Path Africa. And Tech Path Africa is a hybrid social enterprise registered as a community-based organization in Uganda. And with their mission is to empower African communities to thrive through equitable access to technology. Their vision is also, is a future where rural populations are not left behind in the digital revolution. Now, amongst the many community-based offerings, they have an incredible WhatsApp marketplace that turns regular WhatsApp groups into local digital marketplaces to rural women entrepreneurs. Instead of using complex e-commerce platforms, they use WhatsApp, which many already know, to buy, sell, and coordinate businesses. And to unpack this with us is CEO of Tech Path Africa, Hussein Wampande. Good morning, Hussein. How are you?
Good morning, Kitty. I'm happy to be part of this channel and to speaking to the world today. I want to thank you very much, really, for giving me opportunity to share with the world. Thank you.
And this is amazing, though, what you've created, because such platforms are very much needed, especially platforms that we use on a daily. Now, can you tell us about the mission of Tech Africa and Tech Path Africa, and what inspired the organization to focus on digital inclusion in rural communities?
Yes, thank you very much, Kitty. And I want again to really repeat myself by saying thank you very much for this opportunity to speaking to the world. Tech Path Africa was born here in Uganda, and I'm happy to share with you that having grown up from the rural communities of Uganda in a district called Mayuge, very deep here. I used to see the struggles that we used to go through. Even just making a simple phone call, you could really move miles where you can really maybe climb a hill or a tree trunk for you to just make a phone call. The struggles were real. Even when I was in class teaching as a teacher, primarily, I could really struggle. Like you want to teach about means of transport. You could either use a demonstration by maybe drawing an airplane for the learners to see. So teaching was simply by rumor. But again, in a nutshell, I could really see a lot of people owning smartphones. Like today, over 20 million people on social media. But now our research could really see they were only using it to consume TikTok content, just watching comedy and some other videos. So for me, I was like, how can we come up with a simple model that will really help these rural women who are excluded from the digital economy, using their own familiar tools, not complex tools. And for me, I started with their own WhatsApps that they were using to share gossip, and maybe share things that were not all so much related to what they were doing. So we started simple by trying to tap into the village saving loan association groups that sit within their own vicinities, and telling them, look, this is a magic bullet. Like you can use the same smartphone that you've been using to consume TikTok content for you to make sense. If maybe you're selling poultry, you have a chicken somewhere, can you take a photo and maybe share on this platform? And when you share on this platform, I think the buyers will see and can even ask them to continue sharing to other platforms where you are not. And this, I thought it was something very simple, and I did not realize the impact of this at the start. But now, given the testimonies that we have really gotten, received from the communities, it is a powerful tool. It has not only improved their marketing skills, but it has also improved the security component of it. If someone, maybe they are selling their products and they see someone with the weighing scales that are cheating them, someone will flag that to the WhatsApp group, and they say, guys, take note of this person is carrying a weighing scale that doesn't really measure up to our standard. Please take care. And they use it to mobilize themselves to really come into marketplaces, sell what they have. And the other time I was witnessing a buyer trying to talk to a woman. No, this is not the product you shared on WhatsApp. I want the real product that you shared on WhatsApp. And to me, it spoke volumes. And I said, we can change the world using these simple tools. And why WhatsApp? We thought, since we are dealing with very, very people who have not yet gone to school, people didn't go to school and they don't know how to type, but they can do voice notes. So someone will just teach them how to do a voice note, and they are able to deliver their message in the most familiar language, and it is working really. So I'm really so much happy to be part of this performance speaking to you. I'm not sure whether I was able to really answer that question.
No,
but
you did.
That's what I thought.
You did. It gives us a lot of insight and a lot of information. But, you mentioned one thing like such as security. Now, this is such a major platform. I mean, it's a platform that is used by many and every day and every second of every day, right? So when it comes to security, because women in the villages, in the small communities, are such a target, for say security risks.
Scammers.
Exactly. So how do you manage to control that? Because they are an easy target, and have they had some kind of training? Do you provide some kind of training for them to be able to identify with that is not going to actually have any conflict of interest in their business on this really incredible platform?
Yes, thank you very much, Kitty. To be sincere, we run what we call that like in the digital literacy training, and it's all about online safety. How do you keep yourself online without exposing yourself to potential fraudsters and scammers? And we have really taught them, do not click into any link that you see, and it is telling you to maybe try to expose your personal data. And we have been empowering them. Uganda has a bill. It's called the Computer Misuse Act that was passed of recent. And we've been taking them through all these security protocols. How do you manage to stay online, but without exposing yourself to really these potential scammers? And they have really appreciated how they could really be able to manage this. For example, there is a trick where these guys use their mobile money, and maybe they send you something and they tell you, your phone is going to be blocked. You need to press this dict and this dict and also put in your PIN. So before you know it, they have taken all the money on your mobile money account. So we've been talking to these women, and we've been encouraging them, do not share any information online without bringing it here on the platform for us to discuss and understand the validity of it, and to check where this information is being consumed from. So I think that is something we're focusing much on.
Yeah, that gives me a bit of comfort, knowing that, because I would think that, TechPath Africa also has got their own cybersecurity measures that they take as well. Now, how does WhatsApp Marketplace work in practice for rural women entrepreneurs who want to buy and sell products?
Yeah, thank you very much. Just like I said in my own introduction, it's about share products that you are selling. Take a photo, clear on. We've told them how to do it. After taking your product, like in taking a photo, share it. And maybe if you know how to write some simple statements, do it. If you do not know, it is also okay. You can just record a voice note, and these guys will hear you. And once you are able to meet, please meet in a public place. It can be a market day. Do not allow someone to say, please deliver this into my house. if it is delivery, make sure that it is on the gate and it is not late hours and not too early. So like we keep on telling them all such, like to make sure that they are very safe and they enjoy it. Really.
Yes. So I wanted to know, what are some of the challenges that rural entrepreneurs still face when trying to participate in the digital economy?
Yeah, for sure. Though we have seen this is a game changer, but sincerely, there are some good entrepreneurs whom we would really want to help. But now there's a challenge of accessibility of some smartphones. I know others really, we encourage them to use, but again, you would see that someone may want to post something, but given the nature of internet connections, there is still a problem of connectivity and power challenges. Smartphones really consume batteries, and that's why we are here to really we've been reaching out to different partners who can maybe come in and support what we call the smart life asset financing. If we could maybe have some other maybe investor who could really be willing to buy maybe funds they bring, and we loan them to these entrepreneurs through their groups, such that we minimize risks for them to pay back in installments, so that we can now increase the number of devices in the hands of these very, very productive women. So we are looking at that as a long-term solution, but we are also trying to do the digital literacy. It is also becoming a bit hard. Sometimes when you want to deliver some messages and it is mixed up with politics, it becomes a...
Are you still there, Hussein? It seems like we're having a bit of a connection issue, and I really wanted to ask him a very important question about, the women actually paying some kind of installment towards, being provided with certain equipment. And I actually wanted to pose a question to him that, can't these investors all invest on one particular place that they could use as a hub, that these women, one, can feel very protected, and two, in terms of a network issue and being able to work through these challenges, because sometimes network can be an issue if they're trying to conduct this business of theirs, this work with this marketplace from home. Yes, connection is going to be an issue because connection is not the same everywhere. So maybe transport can be provided for them to go to this particular place where they can conduct their work at the marketplace at TechPath. So I just wanted to know that, because instead of them having to pay installments for phones that are being provided to them, and then there's maybe a data limit, so I think that's something that I'd really like to chat to him about. But we're going to take a quick break and see if he's back on, so that we can just wrap up our conversation with Hussein.
Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter? Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard? Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126, and we will call you back so you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So that's who I am,
It's not just talk. It's your chance to air your views, share your opinion, engage with the community that values your perspective. Follow us on our social media. Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za and get ready to share your views on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Africa is changing, and the world is paying attention. This March, Channel Africa invites you to be part of a new conversation. Africa Matters, a platform where experts, policymakers, and thought leaders come together to unpack the big issues of our time: technology, politics, economics, climate change, and the future of our people. This is where ideas meet action, where change becomes opportunity, where Africa's voice takes its rightful place on the global stage. In March 2026, Channel Africa hosts Africa Climate Change Recovery Summit. Join the dialogue. Be part of the movement. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Man, as we wrap up our conversation with Hussein Wampande, CEO of Tech Africa, Tech Path Africa, we just want to I wanted to ask you a question, Hussein, and you spoke about, having, in terms of expanding and getting investors, and then also providing equipment where, the women can pay in installments. Now, I just have a worry about that, Then let me pose a question. Is it not possible that, to get investors to rather invest in getting a particular place that you could call a hub for the marketplace where they could use this equipment at the place, instead of having them to pay you guys back for this equipment? Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they create this revenue for Tech Path Africa. Is there no ways that, maybe you could create this hub where they could come there? It also creates a certain level of safety, and also then you don't have to worry about connection issues, which is the challenge that you guys tend to have in terms of the marketplace.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Kitty. I'm sorry for that.
No worries.
A bit. Yes. At Tech Path Africa, we have a very sustainable model. We intend to have a model that is really embracing climate smart kind of approach. And you did mention about the hubs, and for us, we are calling them digital solar hubs.
Okay.
We intend to create around these digital hubs where we will have to use solar, and we have gadgets that we want to put in laptops and maybe such devices. This will present opportunities of the communities to charge their devices, because we are off-grid in communities like rural communities. But exactly. It will also serve as a source of information, and this would be a perfect move for us. Currently, we are speaking to different people who are interested in our mission, and if they get interested, I think it will be a game changer to the communities.
Absolutely.
We want to partner with government, and this will be the best thing that we shall be running.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm in huge support of Tech Path Africa, because you're helping a lot of people in the rural communities, and I hope that it expands beyond the WhatsApp marketplace, because we've got so many social media platforms. Hussein, thank you so much for joining us here at Channel Africa, and I wish we had more time to have this conversation.
Yeah, thank you very much for hosting me. We will be so much interested in trying to continue speaking to you guys. Do not hesitate to reach out to us. We really want to hear from people who ask big questions and intriguing questions that we really want to make us think outside bucket and basket for what we are providing to the communities.
We appreciate your time, and surely we'll have this conversation again. Thank you so much. That is the CEO of Tech Path Africa, Hussein Wampande, who joined us this morning. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to have the conversation around bidding Showmax farewell.
The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
I Show Speed, often called Speed, who is a popular American YouTuber and live streamer known for his high-energy personality, loud reactions, and unpredictable humor. He visited Ethiopia, and he was shocked what he found out actually when he got to Ethiopia. He got to find out that, they don't use the Gregorian calendar. That is, we are in 2026 right now. And he got to find out they are in 2018.
2018? Nah, you trolling me. It's 2026. No. It ain't 2026? Wait, hold on. Wait, we in the past? Ronaldo is still in Real Madrid. Everything Everything is in the past here.
Oh man, how shocked the speed was.
He went back in time. Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the morning switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time. Tech Africa, the African perspective.
It's exactly 41 minutes after 10 o'clock right here on Tech Africa. My name is Kitty Petler and I'm standing in for Buleng right here on Channel Africa. Do find us on www.channelafrica.co.za or alternatively on our YouTube platform where you can stream us there, and on at Channel Africa 1 on our social media platforms. So we bid farewell to Showmax. This has had heads spinning. This week, MultiChoice has announced that it will be shutting down Showmax, ending the streaming platform that was once positioned as the centerpiece of its growth strategy in Africa. And the Showmax board made the decision following a comprehensive review of the company's streaming activities. Now, MultiChoice, part of the French media giant, they said that in a statement, MultiChoice said the substantial annual losses experienced by the Showmax business has proved unsustainable in the increasingly competitive and capital-intensive global streaming environment. Wow. Yeah, I thought the numbers spoke for themselves, but here we are. We are going to be speaking to award-nominated TV and film commentator Bafana Mthembu. Good morning, Bafana. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
How are you? Thank you. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, Matt. This is a massive announcement. Hey, honestly, it's I think it's catching everybody by surprise. But hey, it is what it is, huh?
Indeed, it is. It is a very big decision, but not shockingly. But I could say maybe it was a very long time coming.
Yeah, it has been
the
long
writing
time
was
coming.
written on the wall.
Yeah. It has been a long time
Yeah,
coming.
because they spoke about it briefly. Yeah.
Now, Showmax is shutting down. This, MultiChoice is shutting down. What's your take on this from an African entertainment perspective?
For me, this is a big thing. This is such a big decision from MultiChoice to shut down such a platform where a lot of content, like global content, and most especially local and African content, used to be based. And the thing is now, we are losing a platform in a nutshell. We're losing a lot of probably future shows that we could have seen. We also possibly might be losing the existing content that we might have been enjoying on the platform, because we don't know if they're gonna still reinvent another app to maybe get back all the content that we used to love, like the wives, the Real Housewives from South Africa franchise, Durban, Joburg, and also in Nigerian franchise, which is Abuja and Lagos. We have a lot of content that we might possibly lose with this decision, but we're praying and hoping that at this they might maybe come up with another alternative, because this was a not financially savvy decision to keep Showmax for themselves, because they were losing a lot of money. They were losing billions of rands with this platform. So maybe they were just trying to find a way to cut costs, but we don't know the future at this point in time. But we hope that it doesn't really mean that this is the real end. Maybe the end of this chapter for Showmax, but the start of another platform.
Yeah, man. If they're saying that the numbers were not showing up, I guess with competitions such as Netflix, man, it's a very competitive world out there when it comes to these platforms. So let's hope that maybe a new one will be looming in the future. But losing content means people losing money. People's bags are affected. It's really crazy. It's used to be a big part of MultiChoice's strategy. Now, why do you think it didn't quite take off?
Honestly, I genuinely think it had potential. Maybe there was a lot of bad decisions being made during the process, because one of the things that I got to find out that in a multi-choice, the whole platform wasn't entirely like based in South Africa. So there were a lot of people coming from outside. And also there's another app that also exists, which is called DSTV Now, which is also part of what you call multi-choice. So having two apps that are probably doing similar thing, maybe that doesn't entirely work. Also the fact that the amount of content that they had to buy, because they had content that they had to buy from HBO. So also that was very expensive to acquire those shows and content. It is quite expensive. So for them to actually be able to be competitive, they needed to do that to make the decision. But in the end, I think it cost them a lot then to bring those content in, because at one point they were literally like scrapping, like the floor to get content out. And it was not really sustainable, considering the fact that the amount they're spending on producing content, be it local, and also releasing the content that they are getting from abroad, because they need to compete with Netflix, right? So if you want to compete with Netflix, you got to get the world best shows as well.
Yeah.
You can't just bang on local content and everything. So I think the decision was really long time coming, as I said, but it was because of a lot of decisions were made, and they were not profitable for the platform, and they were like costing them a lot more than they would recoup back the money.
So now, Bafana, can I now ask you a very contentious question, which I think maybe could have led to this final decision with Showmax? Could this not be on the back end of the fact that, multi-choice is DSTV, the content itself was kind of dying down, which essentially will affect other platforms that are part of multi-choice? Because if you look at the content on DSTV, it's repetitive. And the only thing that one could say they still have their DSTV content, and they go to their DSTV content, is for sports and for continuous news. Other than that, the content that used to be so wow and riveting on DSTV, it's not that wow, it's not as riveting, it's not as captivating. So I think when you put those numbers from DSTV together with Showmax and the content that is being put up, maybe together there is a loss right there. So isn't that something to scrutinize?
Yeah, definitely. I think that was one of the factors that the quality and the quantity of show that they have on their platform was really like shoddy as well at times, because people would complain about the lack of content, because we would watch repeats and everything.
Yeah.
But I believe the main reason why Showmax was brought in was to allow people to have the ability to choose what they want to watch and also compete with Netflix. But I feel also with traditional satellite media and also streaming media, those are the two things that they wanted to like also boss in this industry and be able to get as much out of it. But I feel at the same time, the issue that has been there was that there's content that was only strictly limited to Showmax, which frustrated the satellite people. And there was also content that was strictly for streaming, which was also frustrating, because you want to have all the content and all the options in the world. Because, like for example, Shaka Ilembe, people will like that don't have satellite TV only got to watch Shaka Ilembe once it was done. So obviously that was really such a frustrating thing for most viewers. Had it been maybe simulcasted in the sense of like while it's playing on satellite TV, they can also be able to like watch it on streaming service, maybe right after the episode. That would have probably brought in a little bit of difference as well. Also sports, I think the decision for them to bring in sports on streaming service was a no-brainer, because the current satellite model was the really like generator of like the sports is a real generator of the revenue on the satellite model. So for them, it kind of took them a while to actually try and create packages for people to actually be able to stream sports on Showmax, because that's what people genuinely love and enjoy. And it's because it's really not, it's nice and enjoyable. It's because it's everything new every day. You're not watching reruns that have been happening for the past couple of weeks. So I think those are the only things that really been a problem. Also, they need to make a decision on what they need to do in terms of content the content they're creating. Are they going to be able to just make one platform which gonna bridge the gap between DSTV and also and Showmax, and then make it one thing. Because I believe that if they could bridge that gap and put everything in one thing, that could actually work, because people love DSTV still, but they also love the content on Showmax still.
Yeah.
So I think that's the gap that was there, that existed, and showed why Showmax was not sustainable long term.
Bafana, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to continue this conversation.
Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Mzansi, less than 100 days to go from 11th June to 19th July. Your national broadcaster SABC brings you every moment live. Watch on SABC3, stream on SABC Plus, and stay connected on SABC Radio. Download SABC Plus now and be ready for kickoff. SABC is the official broadcaster of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Welcome back to Tech Africa with me, Kitty Petla, and we are chatting to Bafana Mthembu, who is a TikTok award-nominated TV and film commentator. Thank you for being with us, Bafana. So I wanted to ask you, do you think this says something about the challenges of running a streaming service in Africa?
I generally think there is somewhat true. That is somewhat true. Also, if you're now trying to target a market as big as Africa, Africa is one of the biggest continents in the world. So obviously there's a lot of diversity. There's a lot of things you could do. And sometimes you have to consider all cultures, all parts of the world, of the Africa, to be able to capture the audience with the content that you're creating. So I think, yeah, it is difficult. I'm not gonna lie and say it's easy. Like the world is evolving. People are generally like depending on a lot of their phones to literally keep going. Like there's a lot of things that are happening. Also, another factor that I believe that is really killing the streaming services is the illegal and pirated sites.
Yes.
It is the biggest phenomenon right now. I was watching some stats that the illegal streaming sites are making double what the normal legal streaming sites are making. And that is such a very big chunk of loss that these streaming services are making. Because if you're taking content illegally from the streaming platforms and then sell it for free, you are literally taking money out of these streaming services that sustain us, that continue to produce these movies. And ending of Netflix is not just the end of the platform; it's the end of maybe careers for some creatives, like arts people, actors. They're not going to be able to showcase, because Showmax was a big platform. It was able to cater for a lot of content. It had a lot of like reality shows, movies, series, and everything. Now that it's ending, it's coming to an end, and possibly not coming back, it is going to be a difficult time for actors, producers, directors, and production companies as a whole to now get the work to actually be able to put up more content. We are going to go back to the traditional norm now of media, of which is like satellite TV, or also of which is very limited, because we can't produce as much, because we are like strained for, because of how programmed the traditional media is. You can only play one show on Sunday, and you can't play maybe another show on the same Sunday, for example. On streaming media, you can have as many shows, and person can have the ability to choose whatever show that they watch. You can have thousands of channels or 200 plus shows playing at the same time, but choosing the right to know, I want to watch this.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy this.
Yes.
And I believe that's what makes it so difficult to actually run. Those are the challenges I believe contributed to this demise.
Ah, man, it's a big challenge, but let's hope that something bigger and greater that is going to create more jobs for filmmakers, for content creators, for actors. I hope that there's something there, because, I mean, this is a massive, massive loss. And yet again, we have to just navigate and hopefully that find ways to move forward without Showmax. Thank you so much, Bafana, for joining us. Let's hope to chat to you once again. Thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to wrap things up for the second hour.
Using Scholar Transport comes with responsibilities. Every learner has a role to play in keeping themselves, their friends, and the driver safe. Stay seated and behave responsibly. Avoid shouting, pushing, standing, or moving around inside the vehicle at any time. Think safety first. Remember that safety starts before the journey begins and continues until you are safely off the road. Good behavior saves lives. Your actions matter. Issued by the National Department of Transport.
Tech Africa every Sunday, 9 till 12 noon, Central African Time. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
It is the beautiful Malaya with Chimsoro. Beautiful voice there. That wraps up everything for us. But thank you so much for being with us. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective, right here on Tech Africa. It is time now for our 11 o'clock news right here on Channel Africa with Matabelo Mohabi.
SABC News. The African perspective.
Thank you, Kitty. Top stories this hour. Tanzania launches state-of-the-art neonatal care facility and explosion hits a U.S. embassy in Oslo. Good morning. Tanzania has launched the largest neonatal care facility in Kwimba as part of a plan to establish a network of 100 high-quality neonatal intensive care units across Africa. The center, equipped with solar-powered technology and 15 specialized neonatal beds, is expected to save approximately 1,300 newborns annually and focuses on treating complications related to premature births while facilitating kangaroo mother care to keep mothers with their infants. Health officials highlighted its significance in reducing neonatal deaths as Tanzania continues to address high mortality rates during the first 28 days of life. The facility is part of an $830,000 initiative aimed at bolstering specialized care in rural communities. And the South African government, through the Social Protection Community and Human Development Cluster, is hosting a joint media briefing to respond to and clarify the implications of the findings of a research study on sanitary pads published by the Department of Chemistry at the University of the Free State last month. Endocrine disrupting chemicals associated with potential harmful interference were found by researchers from the university in various sanitary pads and panty liners, including those marketed as free from harmful chemicals. The researchers say reusable sanitary towels are a better option at this stage in South Africa. And the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says in fighting discriminatory laws and practices and defending the progress already achieved, the world could ensure the dignity, opportunity and freedom of all women deserves. This comes as the International Women's Day is celebrated today under the theme Rights, Justice, Action for All Women and Girls. Tomorrow will see the start of the annual commission on the status of women at UN headquarters in New York, with 1,000 of delegates expected to descend on the Big Apple. Sharon Bryce-Peace reports.
The 70th session of the Commission on the Status of Women will take place from the 9th to the 19th of March amid a global struggle for gender equality and the pushback that diversity, equity and inclusion has received from certain powerful countries in recent years. The priority theme for the session is billed as ensuring and strengthening access to justice for all women and girls, including by promoting inclusive and equitable legal systems, eliminating discriminatory laws, policies and practices, and addressing structural barriers. South Africa's delegation will be led by Minister in the Presidency for Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities, Sindisiwe Chikunga.
And back to the sanitary story, South Africa's Minister of Health, Aaron Motsoaledi, added that all studies of the 20 sanitary pads and panty liners have not demonstrated any possibility of a clinical harm to people using these products.
National Health Laboratory Services has not tested any human samples of endocrine disrupting chemicals because no clinician has ever requested such from their clinical examination of any patient. So when we asked the National Health Laboratory Services what is their experience, they said no, they don't have any because nobody ever requested this from any clinical findings.
And Norwegian police say there's been an explosion at the embassy, or the U.S. embassy rather, in the capital, Oslo. The police chief, Michael Delamere, said they heard initial reports of a blast earlier this morning. He told a Norwegian broadcaster the explosion had taken place at the consular entrance and there had been minor damage. Delamere said there was no indication yet that the explosion could be linked to the conflict in the Middle East. Meanwhile, Reuters reported that the U.S. embassy in the Iraqi capital Baghdad was hit by rockets late last night, but it is not clear if the attack caused any damage or casualties. A recap of your top story. Tanzania has launched a state-of-the-art neonatal care facility in Kwimba, expected to save around 1,300 premature babies annually as part of a larger plan to establish 100 high-quality neonatal intensive care units across Africa. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matapela Mahape.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Coding, creating, transforming tech in Africa. Your Tech Pulse. Log on to www.channelafrica.co.za.
Welcome to the third and final hour of Tech Africa with me, Kitty Peter, standing in for Puleng. It's exactly 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you so much, Matapela Mohabi, for the news. And of course, we've still got so much more to cover in this hour. We've got our Enter the Comment Section feature. And for that, we're going to be focusing on overhiring in the tech industry. So that's an interview that's coming up a bit later. But recently, Jack Dorsey, founder of Block, formerly Square, officially attributed to the recent layoff of nearly 5,000 employees in late February 2026 to advances in artificial intelligence. However, many analysts and former employees point to past overhiring as underlying cause of that. With the current demands of tech and AI work across the world, we get commentary from solutions consultant Sheila Ditsejo on that as well. And she's going to be sharing tech tips, career advice, job opportunities, and content that empowers young people to learn, grow, and explore tech careers. You see, now this is something that I love, because then it's going to empower people who are sitting at home who are still hoping to go to universities and still get training through tech. So that's something we can look forward to. That's a conversation coming up with Sheila Ditsejo.
Mornings made better with Peter and Asanda on Rise and Shine, weekdays 6 till 9.
The 141st anniversary of the 1885 Berlin Conference, a meeting of European powers that partitioned Africa without a single African at the table. The borders drawn in European capitals would go on to shape the continent's political geography, state formations, conflicts, and even economic structures for generations to come. Are Africa's contemporary challenges still rooted in those decisions in 1885?
We are fearful of rethinking thinking. We are fearful of even unthinking thinking. We want to continue with the thinking which we inherit from other people. But it is important that we go to drawing board and rethink thinking itself and even unthink some of the things. And the issue is not even with the people, it is with the political elites.
Professor Sabelo J. Ndlovu Gacheni, who's a professor and holder of a Canada Research Chair.
Mornings made better with Peter and Asanda on Rise and Shine. Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
Channel Africa represents every corner of this with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. Enjoy the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Are you fluent in French, Chinyanja, Portuguese, and Kiswahili? Are you passionate about radio? And are you looking to work in South Africa? Do you have papers that qualify you to work in South Africa? In that case, we might have an opportunity for you to work for Channel Africa. Send us your CV and demo at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Remember, if you don't hear from us within 14 days, it means you have not made it or you have not been selected. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tech Africa on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
What keeps you up at night? Darling, always remember you are a diamond light. You are a diamond light, the love of your life. But until we pay the shore, when your whole world was around you and all the love surround you, thought that they'd always be there. What do you want from me? What do you take from me when all I had was me? Why do you lie to me? Why do you hide from me? Shine your
Tech Africa on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Uzongithola egasam ngeke ngishilile ngiphethe ezinye zami ngeke siqinile socova kwasani ngeke sijimile aphela nezami sibekezele Bridge spirit bathi sinamuva liyabukwa ongafuni ukusuka siyamgudla uyazi vele siyabududula and the food lesigubhu sikhuthuza amaguda khala bani ukhala ngani umjala bani uhlala namanana phansi uphalafala ujakalazi nkalakatha inja igazi ufantama intwana yami yebo uthini kanti awazi walelo kushini sting sasesintini inji phethu wale ekhonjini uzongithola egasam chilile ngiphethe ezinye zami ngeke siqinile socova kwasani ngeke sijimile aphela nezami sibekezele Bridge spirit I wish I were
this money, talking 100. My city say I run it cause I never ever fumble. Every time I say it, make the pretty woman love me. I can be a poet, be her homie, be a plumber. Sunset summer, all black puller. I got more gas than the H3 Hummer. I'm baked up, really, gorilla or grizzly. Landed, let's get it, on the way to Surulere. Let's get it, let's get it. This shit by repetition. My outfit it hit for a Conor McGregor ticket. Wally for long, really the hardest to rep the city. €100 by demons, you dreaming of messing with me. Let's
Ngishilile ngiphethe ezinye zami Sikhinile socova kwasani Sijimile aphela nezami sibekezele Mpinji spirit Sayigibeleli taxi jo sayigcwalise masaba busini arimo stetimo lene yamagents estoksini abangasiqedi jo bathi skirt sathi ngaskini arimo stetimo uzongithola kasla.
The rhythm of Africa, the pulse of the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
The president of Pluto. Fire, man.
Desperado. Many, Mami go. Balotelli. Ladies taking me photo. Paparazzi. Don Julio. Don Diami. Ergumedo la. Ni pestas aula. Asa metra la. Ni la. Ergumedo la. Ni pestas aula. Asa metra la. Yo la. Yeah. La. Yeah. La. Yeah. La. Yeah. La. Yeah. It's not the way you see me, because of the way you're talking to me, yeah. Think you see me the streets of Opa, you see me the streets of Sapler, you see me you go, you see me tell Joshua, you can talk to me like this. Yeah, wow, wow. Yeah, I know. So, Minister of Enjoyment, it's a continental, monumental, go live forever. Japan, not the bank out. At the mat, they must be meta. Smoke is Zaza, and make I forget your mother. Ergumedo la, ni pestas aula, asa metra la, yeah, la, ergumedo la, ni pestas aula, asa metra la, yeah, la, yeah, la, yeah, la, yeah, la, yeah, la, desperado. Amigo, Balotelli, ladies taking me photo. Paparazzi, Don Julio, Don Diami.
It is Laho by Shali Popi, and before that was A Spirit by Questa featuring Wale, and starting off that triple play was Tsepo by Mpo Sibina, such a sultrous human being. But we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to have our conversation with Sheila.
The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
I Show Speed, often called Speed, who is a popular American YouTuber and live streamer known for his high energy personality, loud reactions, and unpredictable humor. He visited Ethiopia, and he was shocked what he found out actually when he got to Ethiopia. He got to find out that, they don't use the Gregorian calendar. That is, we are in 2026 right now. And he got to find out they are in 2018.
2018?
2018.
Nah, you trolling me. It's 2026.
No.
It ain't 2026? Wait, hold on. Wait, we in the past? Ronaldo is still in Real Madrid. Everything is in the past here.
Oh man, how shocked Speed was. He went back in time.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time. Your life, your rhythm, your Africa. Channel Africa. Find it for free on Google Play and the Apple App Store. Tech Africa on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Welcome back to Tech Africa with me, Kitty Peter, standing in for Buleng. It's time to enter the comment section, and overhiring is in the tech industry. It's a big issue. But hey, recently Jack Dorsey, founder of Block, officially attributed to the recent layoff of nearly 5,000 employees in late February 2026. And the question that is posed is that is there an overhiring is it an underlying cause of this issue where people get laid off? And with the current demand of tech and AI work across the world, we get commentary from a solutions consultant, Sheila Ditsejo, and she's going to also give some tips on, and share tips on tech tips, career advice, job opportunities, and content that empowers young people to learn, grow, and explore tech careers. Good morning. Is it good morning already? Yeah. Good morning, Sheila. How are you?
Morning. I'm good, thanks. And how are you?
Sheila, are you with us?
Yes. You hear me?
It seems like we're having a bit of an issue with Sheila. We'll take a quick break. But apparently she is on the line. Sheila, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
There you are, Sheila. I thought we had lost you there for a second. Thank you so much for joining us here on Tech Africa.
Thank you for having me again.
She is there, but I don't know if she can't hear us. Sheila, can you hear us?
Yes, thank you for having me. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I think every time, there you go. So now I can hear you. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I think, let me try to put my headsets on.
Yeah, you are good now. I can hear you very clearly. You got to love radio. Sometimes we get off to a bumpy start, but we get the job done eventually. Thank you to the team for making it possible. But now we can continue with our conversation. Now, recent layoffs in parts of the tech sector have sparked debate over hiring. From your own perspective, is overhiring becoming a real risk in the tech industry?
Not necessarily to say overhiring. Basically, what companies are doing is that they are removing people that they are replacing AI with the tasks that are like mostly being automated. For example, if you're in customer service or you are a customer agent or you are help center agent or help desk agent, then what companies are doing is that they are replacing those roles with AI so that they can automate and cut costs. So the issue is around people not having roles that will not be replaced by technology. So the issue is not that companies have overhired, is that now with technology, what is happening is that they are removing half of their employees because they actually kind of don't need them because technology is everything is being automated, meaning that as a customer service agent, I cannot be answering queries about FAQs, things that you can find in the help center or on the website. AI is doing that, is answering these questions. So they now feel like a role that could be done by 10 people now can be done by 2 people because that role is already being automated and they only focus on complex issues. For example, if someone has problems with login issues, they can just, AI can help with that. It's already in the also the help center. But then when it comes to something that is, where's my money? I cannot find it. I'm logged in to my bank. My money is missing. That is a more complex issue. And then they shift that to a human being that's going to deal with those kind of issues. Then you don't need 10,000 agents. You just need only a few of them. So that's where the issue is that technology is taking over repetitive tasks that can be automated.
So clearly it's very, it's very clear to the fact that it's not about overhiring. It's clearly about people losing their jobs to AI. And in tech industries, it's looking more prominent that, humans are not needed really. Machinery, AI is what's taking over. And was this something that, the tech industry was anticipating that, people's jobs are going to be at risk? So it's not a hiring issue here. So we shouldn't sugarcoat it as a hiring issue. Was there ever, data that did say that, this was to be expected, that people are going to be losing their jobs in the tech industry over AI?
Yes, there's been conversations around that issue for a long time now, where, for example, what I do is I would advise people to learn how to use these tools. It's the same issue with when people moved from, when banks moved from tellers into ATMs, and now it's like we didn't need as many tellers anymore because there were ATMs that people can use. That's technology. So there has been conversations around AI is going to take most of the jobs that are very repetitive, also in content creation, whether it is in retail, also in transportation as well. Like there are certain roles that will need to be, they are able to use technology in order for those tasks to be complete. So now it means that people need to go out and study more complex degrees like your computer science in order for them to get into roles that are more complex. Like there's a high demand of people that are software developers, data scientists, people that are going to work to understand how technology works. So the issue is around shifting from the entry-level jobs are no longer a thing anymore, meaning that a junior role means they're going to require you to know how to utilize these technologies. So they want someone that already understands the complex problems, rather than someone that is just going to do versus simple tasks, repetitive tasks. Already there are automations and triggers in place. CRMs are doing this all the time. So the issue is that as much as AI is replacing the normal jobs, like you're not going to need a lot of cashiers anymore, tellers anymore. You're not going to need someone that is going to do admin work, right? Also, like your tools like Excel and Microsoft tools have been taking over the roles that people were doing previously, maybe 20. So now the issue is, as much as AI is taking a job, but it is also creating more different jobs like AI trainers, someone that's going to train the AI, data scientists, people that are going to be able to understand company data and clean that data in order for companies to know what is happening, how can we make more money. Those are the roles that people should be getting into. So people shouldn't be stuck at a level where I'm going to be a customer agent for the rest of my life. What can I do to bring efficiency in a company? Like what complex problems can I solve? So I need to go study or get a short course that's going to teach me on how to utilize these AI tools so that I can bring more impact into the workspace. So that is the issues that, same way how we moved from cell phones to smartphones, it's like we were forced to now learn and understand how to use smartphones so that we can connect. Now, if your family member does not have WhatsApp, you cannot communicate with them efficiently. Like it's like sometimes we can't constantly be on phone calls. We just want to check in quickly. So it's the same scenario where you just need to move from how we were doing things and into understanding how to use all these AI tools.
Yeah. So now, focusing on, our young people at home, right? And we really want them to be part of the space instead of, being laid off. And as you are saying, entry-level jobs don't count anymore. AI is taking over that. Now, are we saying now, in order to get these short courses, do we now encourage young students or young people to actually go online to get these short courses? Or are we now saying that, maybe universities or TVET colleges don't have the capacity for these small courses that are going to help you in an AI-driven tech space? What are we saying? Are we saying these are conversations we need to have with universities? Because we don't know if a university is going to be able to is going to offer what you need training-wise in order to be part of these AI tech spaces. How do we go forward from here?
So in terms of university, I think universities are going to take a little bit, they're taking longer to jump onto the short courses and trying to get these AI
driven courses.
So the best option right now, this is what I do, is tell people that go online,
Okay.
maybe on Coursera, whatever. Some institutions like UCT have short courses online in regards to any tech course, whether it's AI. There are boot camps out there that are always, We Think Code is always taking out like your AI short courses. I've done one also. So it's a matter of trying to drive young people into trying to get the information and learn online, because now this is where we at. So
Yeah.
you can learn online. Some things that you can even learn them yourself. You can go on YouTube and find people that are teaching you how to use AI tools, how to become an AI trainer, how to become an AI engineer, prompt engineer. You can literally do it yourself. And in terms of applying for these jobs, when you get an application and it's a junior role, they have high demands to say you should have experience in so many languages. That's when you take your short courses, whatever that it is that you learned, and you like, okay, fine, this is what I've done. I might have not done it in university, but then I told myself that I'm going to go
Right.
do a short course, 1 year course, and get an NQF level 5
Yeah.
in this department. And these are the skills I have alongside with my qualification from university, which is like the base of everything. So the advice would be for young people to go out there and look for short courses that they can do in order for them to convince companies when they are applying that this is how I got this information and this is how I know what I'm doing, instead of depending on universities all the time. So
Yeah.
it's like, even students that are in university, I always advise, do a short course. Could be a 3 month, 6 months course. Just do a short course so you understand how this works, because we don't know how long universities and TVET colleges
Are
are going
gonna
to.
catch up.
Yes.
So now I want to ask something before we wrap things up. So, in terms of these short courses online, to me, it sounds like you need to get training on different levels of prompting AI technology. So this is what we need to encourage in young people in order to, to essentially to be able to work from home. And are there different levels of learning how to prompt AI? That's one. And does this mean that there's no need for PhDs anymore in terms of, because I can't imagine, how do you get a PhD for AI? Is that even possible? Because who's going to go over that dissertation? Do you now have to deal with machinery? So I'm asking all these questions because it may seem very silly, but you're the kind of person that has the knowledge about this. So I think my question is, going forward, in terms of training and in terms of these courses, are we saying that these courses are in line with different levels of how to prompt AI technology?
Not necessarily different levels. Obviously, when you're starting out something, you will always have to start at the beginner level. Like, you have to know the basics of what AI is and what it means. So basically, what certain companies do is that they would take out a short course and they would name it a basic, like learn basic fundamentals of how to do AI prompting, and then there's going to be the intermediate level, and then there's going to be the expert level. So the best thing to do is, if you do not know anything, you start at a basic level. So you keep collecting these certificates based on where you start. So you're going to start with the basic level, then you move to intermediate. Now that you have a basic understanding of how AI prompting works, and then this is how you move into. It's like when it comes to tech, you have to get a lot of training, get a lot of certifications. Even in my role at work, they offer short courses where they would say, we have a new tool, we need you to go learn it, we need you to be certified. So it means that you're going to spend probably a couple of months trying to get the certificate in order for you to be able to use that tool so that you can become more efficient. So it's done in companies, it's done in boot camps, do it as well. You can find online, whether it's Udemy, Coursera. There are a lot of industries that are offering these short courses. It's just that young people, we're still arguing around the, is it certified, is it not certified? If you know a certain skill and you can do it and you can show your employer that I'm able to do, I can read data, I can prompt, I can show you the results. That is one of the most important thing. It's not to say that your degree is useless. It does not count, but I think people need to understand that companies, especially in the tech space, yes, you have the qualification, but can you do what you say you can do? Can you show me that you can do it? So it's a more of, we are constantly we have to show employers that we can actually fix issues, complex issues, solve complex issues. I have high problem solving skills. Let me show you. I'm not just saying it in my CV, but then I can show you how it's done. And those are the people that win most of the time, people that put themselves out there and be like, I can do this, I can fix, this is how I can maybe bring efficiency in your company. Show me, then usually this is how you can get hired, regardless of your qualifications. They do matter, but they also want to proof of concept. In IT, intake is like proof of concept. Show us if you can do it. Yes, you studied for 3 years in university, but then we want to see if we are not going to be wasting our time with you. Are you going to be able to solve these problems?
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, no, listen, this is really, really interesting, because at the end of the day, what this is telling me, we still need the humans. We'll still need the human element in order to run AI technology, honestly. So this is what I'm taking away, the positive side of AI. This is what I'm taking away. And I'm hoping in the future that all our universities and TVET colleges can get to a point where they offer extensive AI programming studies that is going to really allow us to create more jobs on a different AI level. So thank you so much, Sheila, for joining us this morning and giving us insight as to how to go forward in terms of being hired in a company instead of being worried about being laid off, So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
That was Sheila Ditseho from Solutions Consultant, and she was just giving us some tips as to how you can find yourself to be hired in these tech-driven companies instead of being worried about losing your job. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, AI still needs the human element, because the conversations that we've had today, it has taught me the fact that you still need the human element to prompt AI. For instance, our producer, Balesa, in the morning, we did bite-sized news. She had to prompt the news. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, and to the conversation we're having with Sheila, at the end of the day, the human element is very, very, very important. Any tech driven or AI information or data that is driven, it needs someone to prompt it. Even the fake news that is going around is prompted by someone, right? And I hope that, in light of, young ones going online to get training, I hope that you find something that is authentic, because also I see it on YouTube where people are advertising that you can get training for less than a month. Just make sure that it's authenticated, it is real, and it's something that you can go on. As she said, that these courses, yes, they may be short, but if you get something that is you're going to be done in a month, maybe it's not real. So do your research and see if you see something that is 3 months and above that, maybe 6 months. Yeah, maybe we can look into the fact that maybe it is real if it's a 6 months course, because nothing is done overnight. But my plea is I hope that universities and TVET colleges get to the point where, they have these studies for AI and tech-related studies in abundance. My name is Kitty Petla. You are on Tech Africa. It's exactly 39 minutes after 11.
Stay tuned to Channel Africa. Stream us on our new and updated website, channelafrica.co.za.
Drivers of Scholar Transport vehicles carry a special duty of care. The lives entrusted to you demand professionalism, discipline, and unwavering responsibility. Every Scholar Transport driver must therefore comply with the following requirements. Assist learners during pickup and drop-off, including ensuring safe crossing at pedestrian crossings where applicable. Under no circumstances may a Scholar Transport vehicle be overloaded. Remain sober, medically fit, and free from any disqualifying convictions or impairments at all times. Every journey is a responsibility. Every child's life matters. Issued by the Department of Transport.
Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tech Africa on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Nimekuchagua wewe, nikupende. Mama, sitaki mwingine, aushi usiniache, usinitende. Mama, usipende mwingine. Moyo wangu ni mwepesi, umenikalia chapati, nafanya vituko kama chizi, kukupenda sitasizi. Moyo wangu ni mwepesi, umenikalia chapati, nafanya vituko kama chizi, kukupenda sitasizi. Sura yako mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, na tabasamu lako maua, mzuri mama, wewe, mzuri mama, na sura yako mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, na tabasamu lako maua, mzuri mama, wewe. Itabidi nikulinde, nikutunze mama, usikose lolote, pete nayo nikuvishe, nikuoe mama, usiende popote, moyo wangu ushakubali, umenikalia chapati, nitakulinda kama polisi, itabidi nikumari, moyo wangu ushakubali, umenikalia chapati, nitakulinda kama polisi, itabidi nikumari, ile sura yako mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, na tabasamu lako maua, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, na figa yako kama ya chupa, mzuri mama, baby, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, na sura yako mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, piga dansi kidogo, piga dansi kidogo, dansi kidogo, piga dansi kidogo, dansi kidogo, piga dansi kidogo, dansi kidogo, sura yako mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, tabasamu lako maua, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, sura yako mzuri mama, mzuri mama, you're so beautiful, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, you're so piga dansi kidogo, baby dansi kidogo, mama dansi kidogo, na figa yako kama ya chupa, piga dansi kidogo, baby dansi kidogo, mama dansi kidogo, na tabasamu lako maua, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mama dansi kidogo, niwe
It is Sura Yako by Sauti Soul, and before that was the incredible Saya by Sonia Jobete. And I mean, she's a perfect one to listen on a Sunday. So for me, whenever you listen to Sonia Jobete, I definitely say she must be in the music collection that is just privately put together. It must be in your collector's item of, of just your soothing, good sounds that are just so uplifting, so beautiful that you can transcend to the music. And Sonia just falls in that category for me. And I just think you can never go wrong with her sound, and also with her percussive sounds, which just really tell such a beautiful story. The musical production behind every work that she does is really, really incredible. It's one to just tell stories about. And yet her music just tells too many stories as well. She's just really incredible. That is Saya by Sonia Jobete. When it comes to conversations with music, I guess, it's a conversation conversation that I can have for a very, very long time. And I'm yet to have a vinyl by Sona Jobate. Honestly, it is one thing I've been looking for. I'm a vinyl collector, so I do have a radiogram that is as old as me from 1983, and it still plays very well. So when I'm done here, as I'm working out through the week, for work and producing, I'm going to slap on a record and just really get lost in the work. And it just makes it so worth it, because as I'm working, man, the music is speaking for itself. But that's just me in a nutshell. It's exactly almost 10 to 11 o'clock. Thank you so much for being with us here at Channel Africa.
Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
The safety and well-being of learners is a shared social responsibility. Parents and guardians play a critical role in ensuring safe, reliable, and lawful scholar transport. Parents are therefore urged to take responsibility for the following. Parents should ensure that learners are on time and ready for collection to prevent unsafe driving practices such as rushing, unscheduled stops, or overloading. By working together, parents, operators, and authorities can protect learners and build a culture of safety on our roads. Issued by the National Department of Transport.
Mornings made better with Peter and Asanda on Rise and Shine, weekdays 6 till 9.
The recent airstrikes by Israel and the United States on Tehran beginning Saturday and followed by Iranian retaliation have sparked alarm far beyond the Middle East. Global shipping routes, oil and gas supplies, and international security frameworks are all under pressure as tensions continue to rise.
This was very much a war of choice. This was not a war of survival. There was no imminent threat that the country was about to cross the nuclear weapons threshold. The timing and the interests of both the United States and Israel came together. The American government plus the Israelis are trying to effect regime change through air power alone. And this has really never been done before. Other than Israel, which has wanted to see the back of the regime and is looking for a pretext for decades, there doesn't seem to be much of a strategy in terms of the United States.
Dr. Terence McNamee is Senior Fellow at the Montreal Institute for Global Security.
Mornings made better with Peter and Asanda on Rise and Shine. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Original girl, you want a replica? No. Smoothie, no regular. No. Pretty for real, I'm pretty pa my cellular. No. You know say you hot. No.
They never had a pretty girl from Joburg to me now, and that's what they prefer. I don't touch no wheel, cause I got a chauffeur. First class, how I get around the world. Just miss me with the drama, unless you call me with the commas. Or DJ, turn the sound up, cause we about to pour the rounds up. From Jersey to Ibiza, they say it doesn't get sweeter. Feel my body banging like speaker. Ooh, sweating on my concealer. Skin tight, no millimeter. And my face can't make him feel weaker. But you know that my body is a healer. Ooh, I love to make it jump, 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 jump. Ooh, you know I love to make it jump, jump, jump. Dum, 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 back it up, top. You know I love to make it jump, 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 jump. You know I love to make it jump, jump, jump. Dum, 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 back it up, top. You know I love to make it.
Only gotta make a call and I'm here. Gonna wanna know your vibe, oh yeah. Listen to me, I put some carrots in your ear. Make this stitch up, I wanna put it in the rear. Wanna give a D, I serve it like a dealer. Gripping that though, while I'm thinking in the middle. I'm back in Joe Bird, it couldn't feel no realer. Up every picture in a Polaroid. She a trophy, you know what? Maybe sweet, feeling like a sirloin. Told the chauffeur, take your shit, Chanel style. Have a play with you, be a World War.
From Jersey to Ibiza, they say it doesn't get sweeter. Feel my body banging like speaker. Ooh, sweating on my concealer. Skin tight, no millimeter. And my face can't make him feel weaker. But you know that my body is a healer. Ooh, I love to make it jump, 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 jump. Ooh, you know I love to make it jump, jump, jump. Dum, 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 back it up, top. You know I love to make it jump, 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 jump. Oh, you know I love to make it jump, jump, jump. Dum, 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 back it up, top. You know I love to make it.
Original, girl, you want a replica? No. Smoothie, no regular. No. Pretty for real, I'm pretty for my cellular. No. You know, say you hot. No.
Is Tyler with Jump right here on Channel Africa on Take Africa. Man, this has been a really fulfilling show. Every time I listen to Take Africa, I always have a sense of panic, a sense of calm, then a sense of panic again. You know, so there's a lot of mixed emotions when I listen to Take Africa. Now presenting Take Africa, it's that times 100. But anyway, that's me. I tend to panic a lot. But anyway, thank you so much to Balesa, and thank you to the tech and digital team. And also thank you so much to Tumelo, who is our TO for this morning. As far as I know, I think there's Kopano in the tech and digital side as well. So if I've forgotten anybody, I do apologize, but you all mean so much in order for making sure that a show goes so smoothly. So it's been really incredible. Thank you to the entire team. It's exactly 5 minutes before the top of the hour. Thank you so much for being with me. I am going to roll over the red carpet and hand you over to Mateko Masito on planting the seed. Until the next time, mwah.
Tech Africa on Channel Africa. The African perspective.